Tonight in CVM News at 7, youth power surges at JLP rally. Young voters ready to shape Jamaica's future. Ready to rescue. Hear just why the People's National Party welcomes election announcement. Skip election debate. Focus on voter turnout. Diaspora member urges government ahead of general election. A year later, residents of Cherry Tree Lane still shaken. In the business report, it's small biz, big dreams, and so much more. But you'll watch that also in sports. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7 for Monday, August 11, 2025. Thanks so much for having joined us. I'm Nika Lewis. As Jamaicans gear up to head to the polls in just over 3 weeks, the Jamaica Labour Party brought the campaign to halfway tree last night. The JLP leader not only locked in the September 3 election date, but also delivered more promises to energize his base. Amoy Harriet was there.
Halfway tree awash in a sea of green Sunday evening, the Jamaica Labour Party JLP transformed the usually busy commercial area into a pulsing stage of music, speeches and political fervor. JLP leader and Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Hanna announced a September 3 date for electors to head to the polls, with nomination day set for next Monday, August 18. But the night had more headlines to deliver.
Come September, rather, when the new school term starts, we will give free transportation to all school children. And this will also include all tertiary students with ID will be able to utilize the JUT services free of cost for 2 months.
Underscoring education as a cornerstone of national development, Dr. Hanna revealed additional plans for students.
That if you are a tertiary student and you are doing well in school, you maintain a grade point average of 2.5 or higher, you can apply to the Student Loan Bureau to have your interest rate reduced. So how you get a benefit and give everybody the benefit? Well, one thing you can do, which is what we are now currently examining, is to extend the payment period for the student loan, which will reduce the monthly payments that people would pay.
And the announcements didn't stop there. The Riverton City Dump, which is the largest solid waste disposal site in the country and has been in use for decades, will see a major decommission. This, Dr. Hanna says, to accommodate a complete makeover of Riverton City.
We will build a new sanitary landfill. We have already identified where that will be, and we have done the work on that.
He also noted plans to build a new plant that will transform waste into energy. Further, the Prime Minister and the JLP leader reiterated his intention to provide a 50% National Water Commission amnesty for micro, small and medium enterprises. And the night didn't end without Dr. Hanna driving home his key message.
We are good stewards, and we ask you, the people, the masters, to make a judgment, to make a choice on who will steward your affairs.
In the meantime, the People's National Party, PNP, has announced that their mass rally, which was initially scheduled for yesterday in Crossroads, has now been set for this Saturday, August 16. With this, the countdown to the big day, September 3, is officially on. Amoy Harriet, CVM News.
And last night's JLP rally in Halfway Tree saw a significant number of young Jamaicans turning out to show support for the government's policies and promises. Raymond Morrison was also there and files this report.
They came in their numbers, young and fired up, making it clear that this generation is ready to step up and be counted in Jamaica's future. And the energy in Halfway Tree Sunday night, electric, with young people making their presence felt loud and clear.
The Jamaica Labour Party, it has been a heritage in my family. So from I was a child, just based on the economic structure that I've done for our country, I just have to be here to support, to be a part of the legacy. The Labour Party is for the young people. Get what I'm saying? So the movement that they are currently doing is now a very good movement.
The GLP's message of youth empowerment also appears to be resonating with some of them, with others praising the inclusion of young people in government and the focus of programs that benefit them directly. Hence their support to help the party secure a third term.
The JLP definitely deserves a third term because they have demonstrated that they have sound development and economic policies and strategies. They have demonstrated that they are for young people, they are for Jamaica, and so I have to put my X beside the bill.
And for working young professionals, policies like tax relief offer a real sense of hope and encouragement to stay engaged in the political process.
As a working young lady, I really do appreciate the tax relief. So I would encourage all young adults, everyone in Jamaica, to put their eggs beside the bell.
From Andrew coming, Andrew said, build to the sky. And from that, I never out of work. Build till I reach the sky. Remember that one? Build till I reach the sky.
Meanwhile, musician and longtime GLP supporter Mr. Vegas, who performed at the rally, shared with CVM News that one of the Prime Minister's programs close to his heart is support for children in state care as they transition to adulthood.
One of my favorite program from the Prime Minister is a Hope for Children, where the youth them under the state care are on the PATH program, when they reach 18, money there for them start a little business. Me never see nobody do that in the history of Jamaica, so me can't tell lie.
Mr. Vegas also encouraged the Prime Minister to cut more ribbons, referencing a social media trend that speaks to the Andrew Holness-led administration as only attending ribbon-cutting ceremonies.
Yeah man, if you cut more ribbon man, more ribbon for cut. You see me I say, because that means the things I do. Every ribbon them cut, it means that something happened or something was implemented. See? So just look at the ribbon them cut and look what in it for you. What is there for you when the ribbon cut?
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness acknowledged the large youth presence and reaffirmed the GLP's commitment to supporting the next generation.
There is a lot of young people in the crowd. In fact, there are more young people in the crowd than I had expected. Majority of the crowd is young people.
The Prime Minister also announced that there will be free bus rides for all students, including tertiary, from September to October. With youth voters stepping up in force, the political landscape is shifting, and it's evident that a new generation is ready to make their voices heard in Jamaica's future. Raymond Morrison, CVM News.
With the election date now announced, the People's National Party's president, Mark Golding, says the party is ready to rescue Jamaica with solid and relevant plans to address the nation's pressing issues. This while General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell claims they accurately predicted the date and accused the Prime Minister of delaying the announcement. Carla Ramdeen has more.
Golding declared that the party is ready to rescue Jamaica, explained their plans are solid, relevant, and address the real issues and concerns of the Jamaican people.
And really the election call itself, because they were out of time. And so I say to you tonight, comrades, now we have to step up the thing. We will be on the road, and we will be continuing to take our message of hope to the people. And I say to each of you in your constituencies, carry the message far and wide, and let the people understand what we plan to do and how we intend to make a better life for the people of Jamaica.
While General Secretary of the People's National Party, Dr. Dayton Campbell, says his prediction of the election date has been confirmed. He attributes his accuracy to the level of preparedness within the party.
It's one of the first times that the opposition has actually called the election. We figured out from June that the Prime Minister would not see a winner based on the data that we have. Coming out of our sound in our poll, in our audit, we realized that he had to go down to the wire because he didn't see any opportunity. And so we predicted this, we planned for it. We started with the bus tour in July, went into the parish meetings to culminate on the 10th in Kingston and St. Andrews.
Dr. Campbell added the Prime Minister's protracted delay in announcing the election date as his term draws to a close is his fearing a massive defeat.
He said it himself, that you have to make your call in an election sure. And he didn't call it because he was never sure. He's still not sure. But what happened is that he's now at the end of the term. And so he had to. Because other than that, he would have gone into the school, disrupt the school, and people wouldn't be looking at that same purpose. So we knew we had to go for the third.
Carla Ramdeen, CVM News.
More political stories right after the break.
Let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We on the road to republic. Well then, let's propel we nation moving forward in a new direction. True independence, that's the projection. No more dependency, it's the best plan. Yes, we know what's best for us, cause we want we country prosperous. So make we just pull together as the general public while on the road to republic. Let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We on the road to republic.
A message from the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs.
We on the road to republic.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Odyssey with Yendi, brought to you by Grace, Singer, and IslandNet Services.
Thanks so much for staying with us. Continuing on politics, the People's National Party, PNP, is losing a pioneer as Member of Parliament for Southeastern St. Anne, Lisa Hanna, officially waves goodbye to representational politics. This year marks 18 years since Hanna joined the political arena. With the details, here's Kevin Black.
Miss World 1993 is Miss Jamaica.
After nearly 2 decades of service to Southeastern St. Anne, Shadow Minister for Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Lisa Hanna, is stepping away from representational politics. Her first major moment of public awareness came from a victory in the Miss World 1993 competition, making her the third Jamaican to secure this title. Following the success of this event, she had brief stints of acting and hosting, but her star shone brighter in the year 2007, the year Miss Hanna became Jamaica's youngest female member of parliament when she was elected to represent Southeast St. Anne. Speaking to Rohan Daly on CVM at Sunrise a decade ago, Hanna highlighted that she entered politics to become the change she wanted to see.
And I think sometimes people look at me and say, well, if Lisa can do it, let's just jump in. It's not easy. One of the things when I became minister was I wanted to ensure that Jamaica had its place etched in history.
Throughout her political tenure as Member of Parliament, she helped to implement a myriad of initiatives which proved beneficial for the Jamaican people.
Near and dear to my heart was the New Employment Opportunities NEO program,
which is a joint venture between the Inter-American Development Bank and was signed off last year, November. Through the NYS, we led the process of developing a national program for youth at risk, which would bring together the resources of government and private sector firms to prepare and ensure placement for some 10,000 young people over a 3-year period. Mr. Speaker, with all the programs that we did for youth over the past 4 years, we were able to engage and train over 280,000 youth in this country.
The proverb, all good things must come to an end, holds true, as Hanna issued a letter to opposition leader and PNP President Mark Golding detailing her intentions to leave representational politics as soon as the next general election is called. This letter was initially penned in 2022 and came into effect after Prime Minister Andrew Holness announced the election date on Sunday.
I don't do this with any bitterness nor with rancor, but with clarity and composure and peace. For 18 years, I've given my heart and my soul to this constituency and to the People's National Party. So now as I step back from frontline politics, I do so with profound gratitude. These years have shaped me, they've tested and affirmed me, and they will forever stand among the most meaningful of my life.
MP Hanna is urging the generation of leaders coming forward to put Jamaica's best interest first. Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
One year ago tonight, a Clarendon community was drenched in blood and heartbreak. Cherry Tree Lane, a name now etched into Jamaica's history of tragedy. 8 lives cut short, a child among them, and still no full justice. Akeem Oret returns to the place where the screams of that night still echo.
August 11, 2024, 8:45 p.m. on this very spot of ground in Cherry Tree Lane, where there was a birthday party of laughter, music, and children playing, ended in tragedy. 1 year later, the pain of losing their loved ones still lingers. Gunmen unleashed terror, bullets tearing through the night and through lives. 8 names, 8 families, 1 nightmare. For Jackie, the sister of one of the deceased, the wounds remain raw.
Even though I'm trying to be strong now, it really hurts. It's really, looking at his picture over there, it really hurts to know that he's not here.
Among the victims, a 7-year-old boy whose future was stolen far too soon. The Ministry of Education says it's been working with his school and the wider community to help students and residents cope.
The school has guidance counselor, and we would have reached out to the family initially at the incident, would have done home visits, would have provided support in that regard. And support is always ongoing because the guidance counselor is also a part of the community of care, and the school, the staff, just about, because it is a group, you know, so once there's a need and there's a need that is expressed, we go in and provide that support.
Among the dead, 7-year-old Aiden Bartley, a student of Path Primary and Infant School, and 7 adults: Earl Stewart, Lawrence Francis, Margaret Bonner, Jermaine Booth, Cavell Daly, Diamond Bennett, and Courtney Messam. For the loved ones left behind, no amount of counseling can erase the questions and the pain. Sheila Samuels, who lost 3 family members in the brazen gun attack, had a message for those responsible.
It's time for them to repent. A time for them to repent, and they are going to confess, because they know that these people never trouble them. They had nothing with them, nor their family, nor nothing. There's no tail behind it. I don't think they get not a good day.
1 year on, the road to healing is long, and for the families left behind, closure will only come when every person responsible is brought before the court. I am Akeem Art, reporting for CVM News.
Tension is high in sections of St. James this evening after a notorious gang allegedly issued threats against the country's security forces. This after police killed 2 alleged gang members who are believed to be suspects in the murder of a policeman's common-law wife and his son in the parish at the weekend. More details in this story.
One of its members is lying in a hospital bed, battling for his life, while his wife and son are gone, victims of a merciless attack. An attack that the police believe was orchestrated by a notorious gang known as KDF. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness Sunday evening.
I know that the police high command is working on that case, and I have no doubt that those persons who committed that heinous act, that they will see justice and swiftly.
In a chilling turn of events, the police fatally shot 2 alleged KDF gang members in separate operations Monday morning. In the first incident, sometime around 1 a.m., it's reported that Lyndall Gray, otherwise called Frass or Sassafras, was shot and killed during an alleged confrontation in the Anchovy police area in St. James. An illegal firearm was reportedly recovered. About 4 hours later, on the other end of the island in Shooters Hill, St. Andrew, police shot and killed a man identified as Andre Little Zulu Reed, again in an alleged shootout. The police believe Reed was the leader of the KDF gang. Now, the incidents have fueled an atmosphere of unease in St. James. The police are warning that the threat level against members of the force is high, as intelligence suggests gang members are planning to avenge the deaths of their associates. Now, the JCF has advised its members to remain vigilant, especially those working in St. James. Amoy Harriet, CVM News.
Community of Prospect, Manchester is in mourning following the death of an 11-year-old boy, Malik Barnes. Barnes was hit by a minibus last week. The tragedy has now sparked protests, with residents accusing the police of mishandling the case.
Justice in Malik, justice! Justice in Malik, we want. For that local youth, because you look at youth, never cross the road. I am a run taxi to every day, man. Every day I drive taxi through here, I go easy. Because I know the Prospect is a busy place. We want justice, justice.
Councillor for the Alligator Pond Division, Umar Robinson, says residents are dissatisfied with how the investigation is being handled in Malik Barnes' ultimate death after being hit by a bus. He explains that Malik's family wants the police to be more transparent.
Malik is not here with us, and that is very sad. I stand with the family because we are compassionate. We are there to lend a shoulder in this time of bereavement. But we want everything to be transparent. Whatever is happening here now can't bring back Malik, but let the family at least feel that they are getting some justice.
Robinson is also appealing to motorists to obey the road code.
It's going to take a cultural shift for all the motorists to understand that we need to respect the rules of the road. Right now, a community is mourning, a family is in debt with how they are grieving.
Residents are accusing the police of not conducting a thorough investigation into the incident.
They're going to say nothing is going to come out of it. Who said that? The police told relatives that, right? And at the same time, and they go back and say that, oh, we are going to do investigation. Investigate what? Did you come on the scene and do an investigation on the scene? What are you going to go off of?
Acting Superintendent Lewis Daniels told CVM News that the vehicle was taken into police custody and the driver was also taken in, but later released. He added the investigation is ongoing. Carla Ramdeen, CVM News.
Stay with us for more CVM News in just a moment.
I thought we were going on a vacation. But it's more like 3 vacations in one.
Franklin D Resort and Spa welcomes you to a gem in Runaway Bay, where you'll experience a truly authentic Jamaican escape. And yes, everything's included, from spacious 1 to 4 bedroom suites to your very own vacation nanny, from check-in to check-out. Jamaican owned with service that smiles. Call us now for rates. Franklin D Resort and Spa. Easy to get to, easier to love.
In Jamaica, you can run in the sand or compete on the track. You can make friends or make fans. You can cool off in the mountains or you can move there. You can lay back or lean in. spirit of Jamaica. We do big things here. Come see for yourself.
From politics to global events, from social issues to breaking news, Lead Story Prime dives deeper, cuts through the noise, and uncovers the stories that shape your world. Join us every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for Lead Story Prime with me, George Davis, for an hour of incisive analysis, expert interviews, and unparalleled coverage of the issues you care about. Lead Story Prime, your front row seat to the most compelling discussions. Lead Story Prime, where the truth comes first. Only on CVM TV.
Welcome back. Here now is Raymond with Small Biz, Big Dreams.
Thank you, Nico. In this week's installment of Small Biz, Big Dreams, we're stepping into a world where luxury meets local flavor. One local perfumer is blending the essence of Jamaica into scents that tell stories, and their latest creation is taking weddings to a whole new level. This is the story of Prince de Bruce Perfumery. The moment you step inside Prince de Bruce Perfumery, it's clear this is no ordinary fragrance shop. Each bottle tells a story. And for owner Edwin Bruce, that story begins right here in Kingston, Jamaica, at their atelier on Central Avenue.
I always say to persons that it didn't start with an academic practice. For me, it started with just smelling. You know, I used to sell fruits a lot with my mom in the market growing up. That was our livelihood. And so it somehow trained me unintentionally. And so because there was no intention of getting into perfumery. I never heard of a perfumer in terms of in the context of a profession before, you know, I started into perfumery. So for me, that's where it started.
While working at a perfume house in New York, Edwin Bruce was given the nickname The Nose. At first, he thought it was racist, but he later realized it was a recognition of his extraordinary olfactory senses, a talent that defines his craft.
I started working in New York about 91, thereabout, in a perfume house. And they usually call me then The Nose. I did not like that name at all. All I heard was, your nose is big, or that it was coming from a racist point of view. These were all just interpretations of because of my environment and things that I was used to back home and, you know, what I was taught. So when you start to describe body parts, especially white persons, then the guy said to me, no, that's actually a moniker for a great perfumer. You are so good at what you do.
Now trained formally at perfume school, Bruce handcrafts signature scents infused with island staples like zesty lemongrass and rich Jamaican coffee. It's a fusion of science, art, and national pride.
When my mom asked me to come to Jamaica with the brand, that was probably the primary thought. To be able to create relationships, you know, scents that would resonate. So of course, one of my bestsellers is the Blue Mountain that I created. And so the idea of using a lot of what we call the oriental scents, the spices, the pimentos, the cinnamon, and the sativas, the cannabis, very good cannabis flower to make a scent. And I find those don't stay on the shelf. They usually go out by order.
Running a perfume house isn't just about the art. It's a business that requires strategy, relationships, and a keen sense of the market.
I do not permit or allow anyone to walk out of here wishing they could. I'm going to find a way. And in doing so, you find that those persons become ambassadors for you. We do 2 different sizes as it relates to customization. The 50 mLs are for $15,000, and the 100 mLs are for 29,000 each. Whenever we're having groups of 3 or more, then we apply discounts. When it's a corporate blend, that also, different discounts are applied to that.
And his latest innovation, the Unity Ceremony, is a wedding experience where bride and groom each choose a signature scent, then merge them into one. The result? A fragrance that symbolizes their union and can be worn for a lifetime.
For the bride and the groom, after making their vows, to take the particular notes that they each love, to create their signature scent, and then we're blending both together, just like you would with the sands, different colors, putting them together. But we're using fragrances now. And just to be able to smell the floral that she loves, combining with the musk that he enjoys. And oftentimes what you find is that the lady wants to go within the man's collection of perfumes and use, and vice versa.
With every spritz, Prince de Bruce Perfumery is proving that small businesses can dream big and turn those big dreams into something beautiful, bottled for the world, capturing every spirit of Jamaica. I am Raymond de Morrison, and this has been Small Biz, Big Dreams.
We take a break. Stay with us.
Delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's a live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes.
Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Come and tell me what is bothering you, Krishna. Come on.
If Mummy wins tomorrow's competition, then she will leave and take me away.
I won't allow that.
So the court gives the order that from today, Krishna's legal guardian will be her father, Mr. Sagar Chaturvedi.
I don't want to hear Ganga's name again as long as I live.
Ganga.
Brought to you by
Hyundai or Hyundai.
So glad you stayed. Jordan Fort joins us now for a quick sports preview.
Well, Nika, we're talking about some history in swimming for Jamaica at the Pan American Junior Games. One of our Olympians was in sparkling form, creating a first in the nation's history, so you want to stick around to hear that. Plus, we're talking about the West Indies, who are now back on level terms with Pakistan in their 3-match ODI series. So it's going to be all to play for tomorrow in the third and deciding match.
Thank you so much, Jordan. Well, we asked our followers across our digital platforms who they believe would make a better Minister of National Security. The current minister, Dr. Horace Chang, or his opposition counterpart, Peter Bunting. The results are in, and Dr. Chang came out on top across all platforms. On X, formerly Twitter, Dr. Chang secured a commanding 75% of the votes, compared to Bunting's 25%. On Facebook, the race was closer, with Dr. Chang receiving 53% and Bunting 46%. Over on YouTube, Chang again dominated with 69% to Bunting's 31%. The Instagram poll reflected the same split, with Chang at 69% and Bunting at 31%. Overall, Dr. Horace Chang received 67% of the total votes, while Peter Bunting earned 33%. Another poll is now open, so do take a look and take the poll. And off we go to social media for reactions to our digital polls.
So, what's trending today? We started a poll to ask our social media users, who do you think would make a better Minister of Education? Based on the current Andrew Holness cabinet and the Mark Golding shadow cabinet. The choice was between Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon and Damian Crawford. The responses have been coming in with lots of strong opinions and reactions. Let's take a look. At Alex_RW_94 comments, Dr. Dixon is doing an exceptional job. I also think Mr. Crawford would do an exceptional job. At I_the trendy weirdo shares. Politics aside, Damian is very passionate about the education of our youths. At Rush_Clark says, Dr. Dixon, please give her some time with the portfolio. At Ranil_Sims right, Damian is out of touch with true leadership. He hasn't been able to prove himself and gain trust. At J3TS_Queen comments, Damian displays passion. However, he's not realistic. Dr. Dixon understands, realistic, and passionate. At Wendy123456 says, louder doesn't mean better, you know, people. We need to be careful with this one. Dana, any day. At Weesan Zuri Mom writes, Dr. Dixon, and just fix the pep stress for me there, please. At Christian Aliyah 5 says, Damian Crawford without a doubt. And that's what's happening online. Stay tuned on our social media platforms as we dive into what the public thinks about who would be the best minister ahead of the 2025 elections. That's CVM TV on X and CVM_television on Instagram and Facebook. I'm Michael Paul.
It's time now for regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. The United States Department of Justice has announced that it is doubling down the reward for information leading to the apprehension of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. The updated reward now stands at $50 million, underscoring the seriousness and urgency of the case. More from DBS Television.
The United States Department of Justice and State Department announced that it is doubling the reward for information leading to the arrest of Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro. Attorney General Pam Bondi took to the social media platform X to announce that the reward is now $50 million. The U.S. has accused Maduro of using foreign terrorist organizations like Sinaloa and Cartel of the Suns to bring deadly drugs into the U.S.
To date, the DEA has seized 30 tons of cocaine linked to Maduro and his associates, with nearly 7 tons linked to Maduro himself, which represents a primary source of income for the deadly cartels based in Venezuela and Mexico. Cocaine is often laced with fentanyl, resulting in the loss and destruction of countless American lives. The DOJ has seized over $700 million of Maduro-linked assets, including 2 private jets, 9 vehicles, and more.
The DBS News World spoke to Venezuelan Ambassador Life Escalona on the matter. She says that following the death of President Hugo Rafael Chavez in 2013, the United States continued to impose sanctions on Venezuela along with other countries. She claims the U.S.'s actions against Venezuela have to do with the country's oil reserves.
The only thing that we have to understand is Venezuela has the principal reserve of oil in the world.